Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a great day so far and welcome to today's video where I have fresh through the letterbox both shades of these new Jardin Imaginaire blush and highlight duos from Chanel. These are part of their summer collection. I spoke about these in my Will I Buy It and how excited I was to try them out, and they have arrived. So if you want to know all of my initial thoughts on these blush highlighter duos, see them in action on my cheeks, as well as see them compared to some other similar Chanel products, then you've come to the right place. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so Chanel's summer 2024 collection has arrived on the UK Chanel website, but I have been told by the glorious Sophia at Sophia Sees Beauty that these are available in store in the US. So if you are thinking they're not available to you yet, they may be in your Chanel boutique, just not yet. As I speak live, that they are currently not on the US Chanel website yet, but I'm sure they will be any moment, and as soon as they are, I will link them for you in the description box down below. But this whole collection is available in the UK. We have some 3-in-1 eyeshadow kohls, we have some new shades of the multi-use glow sticks, 2 of these blush and highlighter duos, some nail polishes, as well as some like travel sets and gift sets available as well. So lots to choose from, a lot dropping at the moment from these luxury brands, and we don't know where to start. Do we already have something similar? Let's find out, shall we? So these blush and highlighter duos are both limited edition. We have 2 shades and they will set you back £60. Not sure as yet on the US price point, but for your money you will receive 6.5 grams of product. And as per the brand, they tell us for her first collection, Ami Drama has created an imaginary garden in which flora meets fantasy, a reflection of a dreamlike natural world, one that was an endless source of inspiration for Gabrielle Chanel. Discover a limited edition powder duo that pairs an intense matte blush together with a pearlescent highlighter. Jardin Imaginaire blush duo exclusive creation enhances the complexion, accentuates the cheekbones, and illuminates the entire face. Fine and silky, the powders are easy to apply and come in a travel-friendly compact that you can take anywhere for touch-ups throughout the day. The powder's embossed design features flowers with the Chanel Double C logo at the center, a tribute to a dreamlike natural world. So let's take a look at the gold and peach shade. It does come in the Chanel pouch with the Double C logo. Classic Chanel packaging with the product on the back, and inside you can see it comes with that classic Chanel cheek brush and the product inside. So as per the brand, this shade features a fresh matte coral blush and a golden ivory highlighter. That embossing is absolutely delicious, isn't it? Let's take a look at some swatches here. We have the blush and highlighter. This is the deeper of the 2 options. Beautiful. And then we have the light and berry shade. All of the same packaging, of course. And there is the product inside. So this is described as a matte fuchsia purple blush and a pearly white with pink and lilac shimmer highlight. And here we have those swatches. Just improved these swatches a little for you because they were a little rough. Okay, so we have the gold and peach and the light and berry. So I will be comparing these at the end to some other Chanel products that I have. I have the Fleur de Printemps duo from several years ago. Again, another blush and highlighter duo with a very similar embossing, kind of similar color story, but definitely some differences. I have 2 of the trio powders, the Healthy Glow Sunkissed powders, and also a couple of highlighters, just to kind of show you where the products in here sit. So we'll do some comparison swatches at the end, but before that, let's dive into a demo and see these duos. goes on my cheeks. Okay, so I don't have any bronzer on my cheeks today. I've just got foundation. I've got some bronzer on around my hairline, but no other products on my cheeks because I really want to see the true finish and colour of these without anything sort of getting in the way of that. So I'm going to start off with the Light and Berry palette, and I have my Sonia G Fan Pro, which is my favourite highlighting brush. And I'm going to start off with the highlighter because that's typically how I always apply highlighter. I go bronzer, then highlighter, and blush to kind of blend everything together. So straight off the bat, this is very subtle. You can see that shift there as I turn my cheek. I definitely think this highlighter on my summer skin tone is a little light. For me, it's kind of pulling almost a little grey in certain lights, but you can also see it's very subtle and soft, which I really like. So this is described as a pearly white with pink and lilac shimmer. And you can see you're getting all of those colours depending on which way you turn. Very pretty. I don't typically like this kind of highlighter with the lilac shifts. I just think it can, as it is, pull a little grey on me. It's just a little light, I think, for my skin tone. On a really fair skin tone, this could almost be a blush. It's got quite a bit of pink in there. Very pretty though. So now for blush, I'm using my Sonia G Classic Cheek. There is a little plastic divider between the two products, which I appreciate, just keeping them separate, but there is really zero kick up or powderiness in either of these products so far. There's no sort of loose powder. It's not messy at all. Let's go in with this blush. Oh, do you know, I was quite scared. It seemed like quite vibrant on the brush. I thought it was going to be a lot more intense than this, but this is a beautiful soft berry. I'm actually going to build this up. You see how it looks a little frightening on the brush, but very forgiving on the skin actually. And that's really helped that highlighter. I think with the blush as well, the highlighter is now melting into my skin much better and much more naturally. That has really helped. I think that overall effect there is gorgeous. I don't have a lot of blushes. In fact, I have essentially none in this sort of berry tone, but I think this is very pretty. This will work gorgeously on fairer skin. I think it could look quite frightening. It looks very rich actually in the pan, so I think this could kind of put someone with a fair skin tone off and maybe think it's a bit too much, too pigmented, but it's not. It's very subtle, very pretty, gorgeous. I think that's beautiful. That's, you know, a little bit built up for my skin tone, but still very soft and pretty, gorgeous. I think that colour is so pretty. It does feel a bit more wintry than summery, but each to their own. So I'm going to use the same brushes, giving them a spot clean, and we'll go into the peach or the gold and peach palette on this side. So same thing, the highlighter. Okay, this one is much more my cup of tea. Definitely can see the gold in there, but it's for sure better for my skin tone. It's melting into my skin tone. It's not sitting on top of it. It's not sort of looking, it's not leaving a cast when I look forwards. This is far more suited, I think, to my skin tone, this palette, especially when it comes to the highlighter. Obviously the blush in the berry palette is absolutely fine for my skin tone, but the highlighter is a little light, so I'm going to have to just be a little strategic with where I apply that. But this colour is gorgeous. Very smooth. Really not enhancing texture at all. It's just giving me a beautiful, luminous finish without adding texture. Gorgeous. I really love that highlighter. I love Chanel highlighters. They're always beautiful. And now for this blush. I'm a little nervous, but no, again, very subtle, you know, in comparison to how it looks in the pan. I'm definitely going to need to build this one up, which I would much prefer than having to sort of fight with it or be very, very careful. I actually think this blush is less pigmented than the one on this side. I'm having to really get my brush in here and build this up to see what we can get out of this colour. It's giving me some blush now, we're getting there. But I have dipped in many times. I'm giving the brush a real swirl in there. They're quite firmly pressed, so it's taking some work to get enough colour to really show you how much pigment we have to work with. So obviously I've built up both sides a lot, but I feel like actually the blush on this side has a bit more pigmentation to it, which is unexpected given that the highlighter on this side is much lighter. And that berry shade is called the light and berry shade, but actually the blush in the peach and gold is much lighter. I'm going to see if I can get any more colour in case you have a deeper skin tone than mine and you're wondering, would you be able to use this? I think so. I'm wearing Nars foundation today in the shade Aruba, if that gives you an idea of skin tone. So that's kind of a medium to tan shade. If you have a tan skin tone, you could use this for sure, but it's going to take a bit of work and a bit of building. Deeper than that, I think you'd almost be better off with this blush. But the overall effect, this is absolutely perfect. This is exactly what I love my cheeks to look like. This is gorgeous. I wonder if I almost prefer the overall effect of this palette to the Healthy Glow, although obviously you don't have a bronzer in here, so they are different. Peach and gold or light and berry? Which do you prefer? This is the winner for me. I think it's gorgeous. Okay, so let's have a little look at some comparison swatches. So starting with highlighters, we have the Peach and Gold, followed by the highlight from the Light and Berry, and then the Fleur de Printemps highlighter, quite a bit deeper and you can see much peachier. Then we have Rêve de Camellia, and the Symbols highlighter in the Precious Coral shade. That's quite similar actually to the Peach and Gold, but the Peach and Gold is obviously golder, but it's a similar level of depth. Next I have the two Healthy Glow powders. So I have the shades Medium Coral and Medium Rose Gold. Medium Coral first and Medium Rose Gold, much deeper. So these are the two new palettes, the Golden Peach and the Light and Berry. Then we have the duo from the Fleur de Printemps collection. Then we have Rêve de Camellia and Precious Coral. And then finally the two highlighters from the Healthy Glow palettes. Nothing actually super similar among those, I don't think. And now for the blushes from those same palettes. We have the Peach and Gold blush, the Light and Berry. They look very similar in depth there actually. And then the blush from the Fleur de Printemps. That shade is actually very similar. And then we have the blush from the medium rose gold trio and the medium coral. The medium rose gold is a lot glowier. It's definitely got some glow in that blush. The one from the medium coral is definitely a bit more corally, as you can see, whereas in this one it's a little more sort of orange or peachy. Okay, so these two new little blush highlight duos from Chanel, what do I think of them? I think they're gorgeous. I absolutely love highlighters and blushes from Chanel. I do prefer their glowy blush formula to the matte formula that's in here, but it's a beautiful, very buildable, very easygoing, very blush phobe or beginner friendly because they're so buildable. You can start with something really soft and really subtle and then just keep building as much as you want. That being said, if you have a deeper skin tone, I don't think many people are going to want to put, 10 minutes of applying blush in to actually get a nice vibrant blush on a deeper skin tone. So I think they are more suited for sort of fair to tan skin tones. Deeper than that, it's going to take a lot of building to show at all. And then I also feel like the berry blush has more pigmentation and you can achieve a richer blush with it easier than you can the peach, but then the highlighters are kind of the wrong way around. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's slightly irritating. I wish we had, a couple more of these shades because I think the product itself is beautiful. This gold highlight is perfect. It's exactly what I love from a highlight. It's got some glow and some sheen to it, but it's not too much. It's quite buildable. You can get as much glow as you like. It's very smooth and flattering, and it's the perfect color for my skin tone. I love the blush in here as well. Very buildable to the perfect amount without me sort of losing control of it, because I am very heavy-handed. I do get, too heavy-handed with blush very quickly. So I really appreciate this buildable formula. And I think between the glowy, luminous highlighter and then the more matte blush, I end up with this gorgeous glowy cheek that looks very natural. It doesn't look powdery or heavy. Everything blended seamlessly together and is very easy to use. I love everything about them. I cannot smell any fragrance, but I do have a cold, so forgive me if there is one. I don't think there is. I can't smell anything. Let me just check how my nasal passages are functioning by smelling. Yes, so I can smell the fragrance from these Healthy Glow powders. They definitely have a lot of fragrance that I can smell, so I'm not completely nose blind. I can't smell anything in here. If there is fragrance, it's much more subtle than the Healthy Glow powders. Now, I will say that the embossing is almost on its way out from the highlighters, so don't buy these just because you think the embossing is beautiful. It won't be there for very long. Can you see that the highlighter, it's very faded already on there. 2 or 3 uses and it will be essentially gone, so don't get tricked into buying these because of that. They are limited edition. We have seen these kinds of products from Chanel sell out fairly quickly before, but that being said, we still have all of the shades of these fully available, as well as the Symbols highlighters that we thought were going to sell out overnight, and they're still hanging around as well. So don't panic buy them. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. If you need to wait to pick these up, I feel like Chanel, limited edition collections have been hanging around longer and longer in more recent years. So don't panic buy them. I think they're gorgeous and the formulas are beautiful. If I was just buying for myself, I absolutely would have gone with this one. I don't love the color of the highlighter in the berry. I do like the blush actually, and it's not really a color that I typically wear when it comes to blush, but the highlighter I just don't really like. I never like those sort of shifting highlighters on me. I always feel like the color looks slightly off, and it's obviously not as natural because no one's naturally got sort of lilac purpley pink cheeks that shift with the light, have they? So I do like quite a natural glowy luminous highlighter, so that sort of shifting highlighters just don't suit my preferences. But the blush is gorgeous, and I think actually when the blush was applied and blended into the highlighter, it took away some of that sort of sitting on top of the skin and some of that color issue that I had on its own. So I think together I would wear this. I just prefer a more sort of natural color when it comes to my highlighters. But I am sure I will get a lot of use out of these, particularly this one. I think it's perfect for summer, and I do have my more tan skin tone at the moment, so I think this is a product that I will absolutely be able to use year round, whether I'm fairer in winter or more tanned in summer. It's going to work in both halves of the year, which I really love when I find some products that I can wear all year round. So there you have it. Those are all of my thoughts, demos and comparisons on these new blush and highlight duos from Chanel. Please let me know your thoughts on these. Do you plan to pick them up? Are they not really for you? Which shade do you think you're most drawn to? Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. But thank you so much for joining me today. I so hope you found this video helpful, and I would love to see you in the next one. Otherwise, take care for now. Bye 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 bye.